The power of the Trump endorsement, just how powerful is it? Well, the Alabama Senate runoff between current Congressman Mo Brooks and former Capitol Hill aide Katie Britt has had President Trump switch his support from one to the other. It was once Mo Brooks, but now Trump backing Britt. Alabama Congressman Mo Brooks joining us live now. Congressman, always great to see you, and thanks so much for taking time for our viewers this morning. It's a big day for you. Give me a recap, and the viewers a recap, if we can, there of the initial primary, where I believe you pulled in 29% of the vote. Katie Britt pulled in 44%. Clearly, there is some mileage to make up. What did your campaign possibly, if you would say, learn from that election to today? What has changed? Your thoughts today and your message to voters?
Well, we're moving in the right direction. After Donald Trump withdrew his endorsement, surprisingly, we picked up 20 points and ended up at about 29 in the polls. The biggest challenge we've got is that the executive director of the Alabama Democratic Party and other Democrats have endorsed Katie Britt in a Republican primary. And that is why Katie Britt in the primary got 44%. We'll see how things play out going into this runoff. On the plus side, now that Donald Trump has endorsed Katie Britt, hopefully that will suppress the Democrat vote. You can imagine the consternation that voters in Alabama have, wondering what in the world it is that Katie Britt has told the Alabama Democratic Party to get their endorsement versus what she has told Donald Trump to get his endorsement. We suspect that there's a pretty significant conflict. Basically, what this race is coming down to is, do you want a conservative and a Republican representing you in the United States Senate? You're not going to get that with Katie Britt. Do you want someone who's honest and honorable, which I would submit as myself, or do you want someone who Black Hawk Down pilot Mike Durant, who came in third, described as corrupt, who I described as unashamedly dishonest, working in the United States Senate? Hopefully the voters will figure this stuff out, because you've only got a few hours left before the polls close. Time will tell. And then finally, probably the big kicker is you've got 4 people who put in $15 million to try to buy this Senate seat for Katie Britt. 4 people. That $15 million is a huge sum to spend in the state of Alabama, more than has ever been spent before. And we will soon find out whether you can buy a United States Senate seat in the state of Alabama. And if so, why bother having these elections? Why not just have those 4 people meet and they can pick who our next senator is, if that's the way that this election ends up going.
Yeah, now polls are open now. They're going to be able to cast those ballots for several hours right now. In terms of endorsements, we know that Katie Britt has the backing of Trump. Not only that, but also the outgoing senator as well, who is retiring, I believe Shelby. Talk to me, though, about campaigning. I believe Senator Ted Cruz has campaigned with you. I believe Senator Rand Paul has campaigned with you. What has been the message on the campaign trail, and especially with those 2 power hitters there in the political world?
That we need a fighter in the United States Senate, and I fit that bill. Rand Paul has been very generous with his time. He's been to Alabama, as has Ted Cruz. Last night, we had a good number of congressmen, Republican congressmen, in a telephone town hall that reached 10, 20,000 people. They were explaining to the voters of Alabama why Mo Brooks is your only choice. But it really comes down to, some real simple things. Do you want truth and honesty, or do you want brazen dishonesty? That's one difference. Do you want someone who's been endorsed by the Alabama Democratic Party's executive director, or do you want someone who's been a staunch Republican his entire lifetime? Then you've got the issues, if you want to get that far down into it. But I've been endorsed by virtually every conservative group and person in the state of Alabama and nationally in this race. Alabama Citizens for Life, ALAPAC on border security, NRA, Gun Owners of America, Eagle Forum, just go down the list. I'm the conservative candidate. Of course, the other candidate, Katie Britt, has to masquerade as that in order to have any chance of winning in this primary. But the one way she can masquerade is because she's got gazillions of dollars coming in from these 4 individuals plus special interests. So we'll see how it plays out today. I pray that the voters understand what the truth is, and if they do, we'll do quite well.
I would ask Katie Britt the same thing if she was on this program, so I'll ask this of you. If indeed Katie Britt does pull out a win, edges it out, would you back her moving forward in the Republican Party in the general?
Well, if I do not prevail, I'm going to be slowly but surely converting into private citizenship status. I have a very, very hard time supporting someone in any way, shape, or form that I know to be brazenly dishonest. And Katie Britt and her team have been brazenly dishonest about me, brazenly dishonest about an American war hero